What is a legacy? Is it multiple All-Star appearances? Is it Hall of Fame numbers? Or is it how you leave the game? If one can leave the game on his terms, having made teams and fellow players better, that is a legacy. Mixing great friendships and a historical NBA championship? Well, then you have Channing Frye, a true pro and friend. This is one of my moments with the great Channing Frye.
So how did you not notice?
I was gonna say, so it's official now. Now that we're making a Channing Frye special, it's retirement.
Retirement.
That's it.
It's done.
How did we not know? You know how I found out, which is so sad, which is now
Instagram?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't want to make it a big deal.
He said he was trying to be a baby the night before. Yeah. We had just won at the Garden. We were in New York City.
Yeah.
We're in New York City, Madison Square Garden, and you go, my last time playing at the Garden.
Yeah, I know. It was,
and so, of course, everybody goes, "Aw, Channing."
Yeah. Oh no, I was being dead serious. Dude, it's just like.
I thought you were being a baby.
No.
You're acting like me.
No, you're fine. You're not a baby all the time. Just when I'm not around. But no, dude. Like it just. I've been thinking about it, and I was just like, yeah, this is it. It just something hits you where you're like. I'm more excited to see what's next. There's only so much you can give to the game or get from it. And at this point, like I'm more of a coach and a player. So why not put my energy into doing something on that side? And I think after 14 years of being in this league and 4 going to college and then 4 going to high school, that's a long time of just playing basketball. So I'm excited to see what's next, but it'll be sad. I'll come visit you guys sometimes. But yeah, no. It's time for me to go ahead and let go. Take this horse out to the pasture.
So what does retirement for Channing Frye look like?
Ooh, hopefully not another 20. Try to keep this beautiful dad bod. No, I mean, it's exciting. I don't know what it looks like. And I think it's like scary and exciting, but I know it's going to involve something with me talking, me eating, me drinking, and still being around basketball. Right. So if I could have a TV show where we drink wine, eat, talk basketball, that would be great. Or I could just eat popcorn while I talk basketball while I watch you guys. It'd be any of that.
How are Lauren and the kids accepting the fact?
You know what? She is cool with it. But now
you'll be around a lot more now.
Around a lot more,
but might not have
at the same time,
you know, that trash duty and the dishes.
Oh man, listen. You know what? It's already started. It's more like, hey Channing, we need to get you used to doing these dishes. And I'm like, not yet. I can't. I'm focused on the season. like, Channing, can you take the trash out? My knees still hurt. I've worked out hard. Right. I can't use that anymore. But it's not that big a deal. I think for me, my kids, all I care about is having a dog. And so over the years, my son is 8.
My Instagram?
Yeah, after you got your stupid dog, God, every day. They want puppy videos on Instagram.
Every day. I'm sorry, I got to pull it back.
Every day. Oh, you are such a dog person. But like, that's all they ask me about. I'm like, hey, you know, we're moving from Cleveland, like we're going back to Oregon. So when are we going to get a dog? It's like every day. I'm just not excited to clean up poop all the time.
Yeah, but it's not that bad.
It's not that bad?
It's not, but did you change diapers for?
Yes, I've changed a lot of diapers.
Plenty of diapers?
Thousands
can't be
of
as
diapers.
Bad as that.
No,
I can't say I've ever changed one, but
it's a human diaper instead of a dog poop. It's different. No, but I think other than that, like for me, I want to do things that I didn't have the opportunity to do playing basketball. Go to different sporting events, like be a fan of like, you know, obviously I love the Timbers and, you know, being able to travel and go see like different situations and a little bit more stability, in my life than, you know, me just focusing on me about what's best for the team. You know, right. Nothing was more important than the team and like what I need to do to be ready. And now it's like nothing is more important than me making sure that my family is okay, making sure that I'm happy, you know, and I tell everybody the scariest thing is making my own schedule. Like,
I was just about to say that has to be, you know, because you're able to do it in the summer, but your main focus is still basketball. Like, the main thing is still the main thing. Now in a way, your priorities change, but in another way, it's also liberating that you get to pick your own schedule, make your own schedule, and choose a job that is going to be a little bit different.
Yeah. I think for me, I was thinking, do I want to be a 4 times a week yoga guy?
Right.
You know, do I want to wake up and hit the links? You know, I don't know what I want to do, dog. Do a little Nike yoga. You know, have the gear. Thanks, Ted. You know, I think for me, I got to figure out what's going to make me happy outside of competition. And it's like, do I learn to play the guitar? You know, I got a guitar 10 years ago, and I told my wife, when I'm done, I would learn how to play. And now it's like, well, I have time, so now there's no excuse.
Yeah.
There's just so much. And I'm gonna have to compartmentalize like how to adjust. And also, I think the toughest part for me is not gonna be a part of a team. You know, going to the locker room, joking around.
What do you think you'll miss most?
Oh, definitely the team stuff. Like flying with you guys, eating dinners. Bus rides, always funny.
Cussing the young guys out after
cussing
the game.
them out, you know, and just the competition of like the challenge every day, and then having to figure out how to challenge myself and still like get happiness from that.
Right.
You know, but yeah, man, it's at some point I hope everyone, you know, when you play, you're like, I want to walk away from this game. You know, I don't want to, you know,
and
have
not
to
everybody
beg my
gets
way.
to do it on their own terms.
Man. And I've seen a lot of guys either with injuries or just they couldn't adjust or adapt to where the game is. And for me to say, like, you know, I'm going out not only with some of my best friends in the city that I love, that I won a championship, but I'm walking away on my terms and on great terms here. And then, you know, I'll be around, just not as much. Won't be in the locker room as much because I'll probably be on the other side doing all this camera nerdy stuff. So, you know, that's just kind of where we're at right now.
When that last moment comes and you check in for the last time, and obviously the fan, you're gonna get a standing ovation.
Oh man, I appreciate it.
You're definitely gonna get a standing ovation.
Which is funny though, because it's not like it's funny, because for me.
But you mean more to this city than just basketball. You got to know that.
Well, yeah, I think they just like, I'm like pop culture. Like what
You're
is
like a folk hero almost. You're not Rudy like Deli.
No, I'm not Rudy. But
He's
I'm
like
definitely
a Rudy on
like
steroids.
Big Lebowski. Everyone loves a Big Lebowski, but it's like a cult classic.
Yes.
Like if you love it, you know all the lines.
Like, hold on, I looked something up on my phone here. I'm bringing out the technology here. I looked some up on my phone, and they had that your nickname was. Can you see this?
Yeah.
The buffet of goodness.
Oh yeah. So again, this is me never taking anything seriously. And a long time ago when I was in Phoenix, somebody was like, do you have any nicknames? And I was like, yeah, they call me the buffet of goodness. And I was like, no way is he writing that down? And Wikipedia got a hold of it.
Right.
And now that is like every time, people legit think my name is the buffet of goodness, you know? And maybe I should have made that my gamer tag. Xbox. I'm going to have to pay $5 to change it. Post-career. Yeah. When I get I got a Twitch though. I'm getting on that. Esports is something I'm interested in too. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on.
No, but what do you think that that moment's going to feel like? It's hard to say, right? But it's going to be emotional one way or another.
Yeah, super emotional. Yeah, I'm not big for crying in front of
those
thousands of
drinks
people.
Are going to be.
Ooh, my goodness. They will be
a little
slim
90s night.
And very, yeah, definitely doing that. But I have, you know, what's crazy is I told everybody that I was retiring, got all these texts, and then my best friends and then some of my family are like, we have to be there April 9th. So now I have like 25 people coming to town, and I think the fact that all of them are so excited and get to see me play for the last time, even though it's probably gonna be like 5 to 3 minutes, you know, is awesome, and it means a lot, and how excited they are. And just like they're sending me pictures of like when we first met 10 years ago in Portland, or when they knew me since in college, when they saw me like cry the one game we lost because I thought I wasn't gonna make it to the NBA. So like for me to go from a kid that was gonna get redshirted at U of A to, you know, an NBA champion and a 14-year vet is amazing. It's like how the heck did that happen? And I think of like all the countless stupid hours I was in there shooting when they said, big men don't shoot threes, go down to the block. And I was like, I'm too skinny to go down there, man.
That's a funny point that you touched on a couple of times already. This is 14 years.
Yeah.
And even in college, you didn't shoot threes.
No, I shot 2.
You came into the league. You shot some in.
No, I only shot 20 my first 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I shot
none in New York.
None.
And then I know that in Portland you didn't shoot threes.
No, in New York they were like, get to the block. Like the evolution of the game, where when I came in to where it was at the beginning, or the beginning, middle, and now where it is crazy. The evolution of this game, where like at the beginning it was like Yao, Shaq, all these
throw it into the post, so you play through the big man.
Played through the big man, and it was ISO basketball. Like you would get ISO'd on one side of the floor, guys would go about that. Still a point guard was a point guard, a 2 was a 2. You would go from that, and then the big 3 came, where it was sort of Golden State had that small team, that small unit, and it was making a little run, and Phoenix was really blowing the league up. Yeah. And then I ended up going to Portland 2 years. We ended up being young, going to playoffs a year there, and then me signing a 1-year deal to go to Phoenix because Steve Kerr and Griff and Alvin Gentry were like, listen, come here for this, and we'll give you a chance to play, and we feel like we could develop you.
Perfect system for you.
Yeah, made 173 threes. Stupid Brooke Lopez beat my record for most three-pointers by a 7-footer in a season.
Oh, he did that this year?
Yeah, he did that last game. That's why I kept telling him to miss. He didn't miss very much. Big goofball. That's my guy, though.
Yeah.
But to where we are now is like everything is positionless. Right. Like they just say you're a force. Spacing is spacing.
No, there's not really any long twos.
No, long twos are bad. Unless it's a playoffs, we just got to score how you can score. But yeah, man, the game is so.
So you're saying you were ahead of your time?
Yes and no. Yeah, I would say. Well, yeah, I'm gonna say yeah. Yeah. I was ahead of my time. I took what Dirk was doing.
This is your 30 minutes to an hour. We don't know yet, so you get to. We're gonna hype you up.
Hype it up, dog. But yeah, it was wild because it was like it was so uncommon for a big guy to shoot more than like 3 threes, and for me to stand there. But I played with Amari, and so Amari was the center, and we would just go back and forth. I would guard centers, and he would guard 4s, but we'd play it on the other end. He was just too strong for 4s to guard him, and then he was too quick for 5s to guard him. So everything was about floor spacing and playing unselfish, but.
Well, then after that, too, I know maybe better than anybody, any 4 that was guarding you, especially on the wing, a few years later when it was Gortat and the Dragon coming downhill to the left, Gortat sets his screens like he always does, comes down. You had to be able to tag and help, and you got a 7-footer out there hitting threes. I caught a lot of those.
Yeah, but you also got your buckets off your stupid elbow.
Do we have the clips of my buckets, by the way?
I wasn't guarding you. I wasn't guarding you.
We got some.
Oh, no.
Yeah, this is just a little highlight reel that we wanted to show here.
Got to turn it over? Y'all fouling.
Look at that hair.
Look at that haircut.
Don't show me that. Oh, my God.
Oh, no. Look at the chops. Block it? Oh, no.
Oh, bucket
Look
on you.
Look at him padding his stats.
Oh. Yep, no defense, Channing.
No defense.
Oh, and
God,
1. Yep.
Look at this. Where am I at?
Yep, there. Scored on you.
Oh, my God.
Yep, look at me running. Oh, my God. Oh, body.
No.
Body. Oh, that's a foul.
Good D. That is good defense.
And 1.
Oh. Look, that's not my fault. Oh, you dunked it. That's Grant's fault. Look at his box.
Yep,
that's a fact.
Buried. Yep, foul. Yep.
This is crazy.
Why is he complaining on everything? He never committed a foul before.
This is crazy.
Dunk. Oh,
that's not my
easy
fault.
layup.
That's Jared Dudley's.
Yep, don't let him get behind you. Oh.
How is that a foul? Yeah. This is the worst. Who was
and
reffing
1.
this game?
Yep. Bucket
okay,
again.
that was a foul.
Easy.
You were a little heavy back then.
Oh.
That's a push. Damn. Did we win this game? This was terrible.
Man. Oh, this is definitely a bucket.
Oh, that's a bucket. You got
easy.
really low.
Easy.
That's all right.
Easy, man. I definitely.
Did we win this game?
Yep, easy bucket.
Oh, I tried to grab your knee right there.
Martell Webster, look at that.
Yo, I played with him.
Fade away. Oh, and
that's
1.
A good move.
Oh, easy bucket.
Oh, you didn't really give me buckets right here this game.
Hold
on, man. Where are my highlights? This isn't his. This is crazy.
Oh, Jay. I had to give you a J.
This is a course of like 5 years, right?
Oh, that was before you got on the team,
you cannot post anything. I was in the Matrix in Orlando.
And one.
You guys are probably up by 20 at this point.
Oh.
Run them off the line. That's a bad two. Good defense, Channing.
Wasn't a bad. Oh.
Nope. Oh. Good help defense, Vooch. That's a block. Oh, no. The guys, okay. Uh-oh. This is the same clip. You can't be redoing the clip.
I was just running it back.
Damn.
You got to have different angles.
This is crazy.
To show off the versatility.
And then, funny story about this game. After the game, we stayed the night and we went out. Oh, no, that was in Orlando. This is Cleveland. Never mind. Different story. Anyways, so when they came and played in Orlando, I went out with Richard afterwards, went to Rocco's Tacos, and the team was there. And then Richard's like, we'll come back to the hotel, we'll have a drink, like meet all the guys. And I was like, y'all just beat us by 50. Like, no thanks. But I went anyways, because Richard's a bully. And Kevin comes up and walks. Now, mind you, Kevin just barbecued chicken to all of us. So I'm a little grouchy about that. So Kevin's like, hey, Channing, what's up? Like, come outside with all of us. I guess it was Kyrie and Braun and all them outside at the pool. And I was like, nah, I'm cool. Like, literally went to the other bar and sat with Richard and watched Magic. I think it hurt Kevin's feelings.
It definitely hurt my feelings because I had been Channing during the lockout.
Oh, yeah.
Was a coach for my former high school team because Channing lives in Portland, or has lived in Portland for how long now?
11 years.
11 years. Yeah. So that's where he spends most of his time in the off season when he's not traveling. And I'd seen Channing numerous times, always been a fan of him, maybe not his game, but him.
Game's tough to be a fan of.
Yeah.
So athletically gifted.
Channing didn't ever give me the time of day, I guess, and that really hurt my feelings.
We used to be competitive, but what's crazy about that story, I ended up getting traded to Cleveland that same season. And, 3 years later, now Kevin is so sad that I'm leaving. When before, Richard. Put a little butt crack in there. Yeah. But dude, it's been a while, 3 years. It seems like it's so much longer, probably because going to the finals 2 times, and then I got traded, and then but luckily I got the chance to come back.
Well, I'll say this to interject for a second about Channing was that I always tell this story as well as when when you first got to us in 2016 and were traded here, he kind of looked around, had an idea that we had that championship caliber team. We had all the talent. I believe we were, top of the East at the time, and we were likely gonna, make the finals or go through the East, and we weren't having enough fun. I think Channing posed the question, what's going on here? Why are we having enough fun?
Get the sticks out your butt.
Yeah. So
I think I came from Orlando where we were getting our head beat in.
Maybe more than any other person I've ever met, being able to make light of a situation, diffuse a situation, or just bring some sort of, I guess, just lightness or a sense of just calm to a situation, no matter how serious it is. And that's just always been Channing. I mean, that in itself is a talent. I hate to say great locker room guy because
upper echelon locker room guy.
You transitioned into a locker room guy this last year.
Definitely did.
Yeah,
definitely did.
Yeah.
Which I'm cool with.
I mean, always a true professional, but always found a way to, see the lighter side of things, especially when we were a team that thrived under chaos.
Oh God,
so much.
But it was just so funny. Like, it wasn't that serious. Like, we were gonna win, but nothing is that serious. It's literally
like, let's have fun doing it.
Yeah, have fun, Lord. Yeah. But like, my thing is like, even this year with some of the young guys, I'm like, these dudes, you can see they're like sweating. They're so nervous. I'm like, dude, you, like some of our two-way guys. I'm like, just think about this opportunity. Like, you weren't even supposed to be here right now. Like, if we hadn't had 19 injuries, you wouldn't even be here. So have fun. Like, if this was on a game with like no one else watching, what would you play like? Right. Well, I would, okay, well then do that, because all this nervousness is just bad energy. Right. This is bad juju, and these expectations that you have for yourself of like your thought of what you did in college or what you did in the G League or what you did like maybe on a team that was bad is not here. Like, you can make your own, you're making your own pathway. So enjoy it. And if you mess up, no one cares. You care. You care more than we do. It happens. A ball goes out of bounds. Like, no one played a perfect game. A guy misses a shot and shoot around, and he's like, ah. And I'm like, oh, what are you, 0 for 1 in shoot around? Like, it doesn't matter.
We need you now, or do we need you at 7 o'clock?
Yeah, like, God, relax. We literally play basketball for a living.
But to that point, I'll come back to the your time with the Cavs, but you mentioned actually yesterday on the plane, we were headed to Milwaukee, or 2 days ago, we were headed to Milwaukee, and we had about an hour on the flight. And, you know, we were sitting around, it was Larry, it was Tristan, it was JC, and myself, and we were listening to you talk about, you know, we were talking about hindsight's not always 20/20.
Yeah.
And there are some things that you might have done differently or might have changed, and you mentioned a few things in talking to us. And I think kind of what you were saying about some of the young guys and in teaching them, you might have changed some things earlier on, but knowing that now, you know, you're kind of being able to project that on them.
Yeah. I think for me, it's just, I think the expectations that you have as a player on yourself, way more heavy than what's really required. I think some of the best advice is like, which is realistic, like, Kevin, you're an all-star, you're making big money, you're one of the most skilled players in the NBA. Let's say we play 4 games in a week, we need you to play 3.5 games good, right? 3.5 games at a pretty high level. A guy who's not in the rotation, who's 10, 11, 12, 13, we need you to play good for 6 minutes a week, right? So your expectations of you getting in there, like in random minutes, of just going in there and playing really good is unrealistic. It just doesn't, the game doesn't work like that.
Right.
Anything other than absolute suck, you're doing great for us. So like, yeah, these young guys, they don't see it like that. They think this is like college, or they forget that this is the highest level of basketball to play, and they are so tight sometimes that they just don't enjoy it, or they don't see what they're supposed to see. Like, don't sit on the bench, think of like, okay, how can I, you know, how am I going to get 20 points? Or how about this? How about you think, how can I get my teammate a shot? How can I help on defense? And what do we need to do to win? Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to progress you as a player. Yes, you're a shooter. Yes, you're a rebounder. You're going to do those things naturally. But what else can you bring, and what else is going to help us win? And I think over the course of the year, you know, one guy that I've seen go through the ups and downs is Jetty. And I think Jetty, when he's calm and he's just playing his game, he's absolutely amazing. In games where he's had almost triple doubles, you look on his face, he thinks he's playing bad. And we're like, Jetty, you're doing great. We're up by 20. Like, relax. Like, your impact on the game is much more than just points or rebounds. It's everything that you're doing, defense, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, you put the blinders on. And I think over the course of my career, like, I've been put in every situation, coming off the bench, DMPs, starting, playing random minutes, not playing at all. And at the end of the day, it's all about, like, what impact can I have? And then even games where I've, like, come in for 2 minutes, they're like, oh, you did great. And I'm like, well, if I did great, why am I coming out? Right. Well, we just needed you for 2 minutes. Thanks. You're being a pro. Like, maybe that's your job. And I think over the course of my career, at the beginning, it was hard for me to understand that. And the older I got, and the more I became here with vets, and saw what it's really like in the playoffs, or like a guy like Dante Jones, who does not play and then goes into the NBA Finals, Game 6, and gets 5 quick points and a couple good steals, great defense.
Offensive foul.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you. That's all we needed of you, and we won.
Yeah.
You know, or like Richard, who led our team in scoring off the bench.
Yeah.
Right? And he didn't play.
Game 3. Game 3 is huge.
Think about this. He played the Detroit series, but we both knew I wasn't going to play. They go small. I played a little bit, but not really. Then I played a lot the Indiana series.
No, but big in the Atlanta series.
Atlanta series. There we go. Atlanta. And then
Games 3 or 4.
Yep. And then big in Toronto.
Yep.
Right? And then, but didn't even see the floor in Golden State, because every time I went in, Steve Kerr would put in a guard. Yeah, stupid head. But dude, just to be ready and not to take it personal. Okay, good 911 pass, Richard. Butter.
Oh, they got to show the big wilt dunk, too. Watch the shoulders when he runs back.
No.
Watch.
Oh, yeah. See, this is when, listen,
here we go. Here we go.
When I get to cussing.
Oh, he's definitely talking on the way back.
Oh, I'm definitely talking. Dude, but see, like, those moments are like, ooh, was my head by the rim? Oh, that was bad. Yeah, bad defense.
I want to see that over the top.
Oh, the up and under dunk? Oh, the big dunk? But what's crazy is I had 27 that game. Then the next game, you had what? You crushed one of those games. And then I think I got like 6 points in the final closeout game.
Yeah.
But it's really just being prepared for anything and being a pro all year.
Yeah.
And just embracing the moment.
Oh,
here it is. Here it is. Pump fake.
Oh.
Big dunk. Oh, I think that's the last time I had a cool dunk.
The toe box is feeling right.
Oh, my goodness. My dorsiflexion and the ankle was tight right there. But, man, like, more than, oh, wow. I need to, my celebration.
But the game has changed, and you alluded to that earlier. But also, I think the younger guys are putting such a level of expectation on themselves.
Yeah.
Also because of where the game has gone, social media wise.
Oh man.
Like it's crazy. I imagine when you came into the league, I was at the very beginning of it. I was drafted in 2008, so we were just getting into social media and Twitter and Instagram, and it's grown so much that I think the expectation and the eyes on the game and everybody
has an opinion.
Yeah.
Right, and it's like
and it's so magnified.
Back in the day, well, my first 2 years I was in New York.
And commentary, like all the commentary is like, that's what the content is now.
Yeah.
So everybody, I think, feels that in one way or another. Some people are just better at dealing with it.
Yeah, and I think for the players to be the best you can, you need to lock in on yourself and like lock in on what does my team need and like how can I know enough about basketball that this is quiet. You know, like my individual goals are amazing, but if I get 20 and we're losing by 15, obviously I'm doing something, right? If you keep doing it, the NBA is a copycat league. If teams say let him score, they're going to lose the game, and you keep doing this over and over and over, that you're showing that you're refusing to evolve for your team and refusing to do what's best for your team. And I think for me, it was uncomfortable my first year shooting threes, but they kept being like, Channing, you have to shoot them for us. So I had to like the first year we played the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, right? It was a killer team.
Phoenix, yeah.
And San Antonio, I was hot, on fire, right? And we swept them. It was crazy beating San Antonio in San Antonio. The Lakers switched their whole defense up on me. And I think I was 1 for 21 from three the first 3 games or something crazy. I was getting booed by people in like getting breakfast. Stop shooting it, stop shooting it. But my teammates are like, Channing, don't stop shooting. You have to stop, like you have to keep going. You'll get yourself out of this. Like, but I had to listen to them or I had to listen to everything else. And people were like, what is he playing for? What is this? And then we ended up losing in 5 games, but I ended up having a pretty good game the last 2 games and just kept it going. And I said, as quickly as somebody is going to boo you or make a comment, as quickly as they're going to give you a standing ovation when you make 3 in a row. You know, so just taking these highs and lows over the course of my career.
That's what happened in 2016. Remember, you gave me a call after Game 4, Eastern Conference Finals, Toronto. And we came back and won the next 2. And I had great games. But you called me and said, hey, listen, and you mentioned that series. Yeah. You brought up that series.
Got to.
Spoke from your own experience. And I think that's who Channing is. And I think between you and RJ really helped me because we had that little triangle in
the triangle's good.
The corner of our locker room, and that was that's just a brotherhood that'll
always
never,
be there.
Yeah, never be broken. So that leads me into asking what we remember most, not only from the 2016 championship run. Obviously, I think everybody wants to hear that because there's so many things. We could do a whole special on that.
Right, obviously.
But I would say just your tenure as a Cav overall.
Right. I think my thing as a Cav was like, and the reason that I'm retiring a Cav is because this is the best situation for me with the right guys. You know, not only was the coaching staff great, but the players and everything about this organization and the city was exactly what I needed for my life and for what I needed to accomplish as a player, and to be challenged every day to be a pro and to be around the best of the best pros. It's tough to be on a team. It's rare to be on a team where you like 4 or 5 guys. It's even more rare to be on a team where you like 7 or 8. But the fact that 2016 team, I could call or text any of them right now, as long as they still have the same phone number, and be like, "What's up, man? How you doing?" It's Channing, like, and reach out. There's just that connection, I think, that we all sacrifice for each other. You know, it wasn't always pretty, and it was, you know, if you can imagine like a brotherhood of alpha males and all-stars and guys that are like the greatest ever, always trying to win, and that's a singular focus for them. And then you have guys challenging those guys to be better every day. You know, Richard challenging Braun, or Braun challenging me, or me challenging Mozzie, or even like Mo Williams getting in there at the end of the game during the finals when he hadn't played at all, almost all year. But just everyone being ready, or James Jones talking the most crap, you know, of like how bad we were, or like how stupid the decisions. Yeah, we're trash. But it was all for a good purpose. So me thinking about my tenure would be my relationships with everybody, and like how that almost rivals winning, right? Winning on a team just to win, to me, wouldn't feel half as good, not even a third as good. It felt even better because I did it with you guys, you know, and that I had a role, and that everyone's sacrifice. That sacrifice is tough to get, you know, for somebody to say, okay, I know this is best for us this series, I'll be ready, but you're the main like mismatch here. Next series it's me, but be ready. And then over the course of my career, it's just been, man, so many ups and downs of like things I can't control. And I think it's gonna help me in life, of like, no matter, even if you do everything completely right, sometimes it just doesn't go your way, and you have to just adjust, take that L that day, and wake up the next morning and continue working, and be ready for your big opportunity to come. Because, you know, there's a lot, you know, sometimes you see a lot of moping around about like, well, you know, I wouldn't say a lot, but sometimes you see it happens, like, I'm not getting this, or how come he's not doing that, or how come he's not doing this? And I'm like, well, why don't you just adjust your game a little bit? You have the capability of doing it. Like, some guys can only do 1 or 2 things, like rebound and run the floor. But if you have the talent or the skill to do a bunch of things, you should be able to control the game just based on who you are. And it's a unique ability, and it's a unique situation. It's something that I think I did earlier in my career, and at the end I became a specialist. But I think for me, just knowing the ups and downs of the game have a direct correlation to how things go in life, and how you just need to kind of just keep flowing through it, keep working through it, and then just keep pushing, man. Even if like, man, like, why am I on this VersaClimber? Like today I got on a VersaClimber. I'm like, what the heck am I doing on this thing? And I said, you're being a pro. Like, do it anyways. And I feel great. Like, I feel shredded beef, dude. Shredded beef season is coming around the corner. But I got better today, you know?
We've talked about this. How do you feel about the idea of, especially early on in your career?
Yeah.
And you basically mentioned it in that answer, is that whenever you had a good game, you would let that live in your brain for like 24 hours, 12 hours, maybe 2 days. But if you had a bad game,
that's a week.
Oh, it's 2 weeks.
Oh, dude, it's so funny when you're young and you have a game, like you get off, like you have 30, right? And you're like, I'm the best. And then the team switches everything up that the team before. Like, you know, I remember we played Andrew
Bogut. The ball
Bogut.
out of your hands.
Yes, and you know, he's a super big guy. He got drafted 1, so I was emotionally charged, and coach knew it. So he's like, give Shane the rock. I had 30. I'm feeling good. You know, pictures up in the front of the New York Times, all this kind of stuff. Next game, we played Utah with Kirilenko, Boozer, Mehmet Okur.
Otto's.
Yeah, Otto, Darren Williams. Woo! I think I had like 0 points, 4 fouls, just was getting barbecued. And like that was such a dip in feelings of like, I'm on top of that. Oh no. Like now I'm crushed.
But you'll think you'll have to make up for it with 3 or 4 good games.
Oh, dude, yes. And that's like, okay, let me shoot extra. But it has nothing to do with you shooting extra. It's just, Andre Karolinko's guarding you, buddy. He's like one of the best defenders in the league. Like, take it as respect. Evolve and grow and know, like, again, you're a rookie. You're a 22-year-old rookie. So these highs and lows are going to happen. But how do you adjust from them mentally? Right. And I think the older I got, the more I stopped, I don't want to say stop caring, the more I stopped looking into it and more like, okay, how can I make my routine more efficient so that all these highs and lows are more like gentle wind waves,
and
lake waves.
So what would a 35-year-old Channing say to a
22-year-old Channing?
Or an 18-year-old Channing? Prior to college, or when you were 22 when you came into the league?
Yeah. I went all 4 years at the University of Arizona. Beautiful.
Drafted 8th by the New York Knicks.
Yep. You've heard this story before?
Yeah. That he was a lottery pick and
Tall tale.
RJ wasn't.
Stupid RJ.
What would and then he would come back and say how it was all 4 years at college?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, okay.
Or he'd say, no, I can't say that. But what would I tell myself? I would tell myself, man, take more pictures. Take more pictures. Like, there's things that I forgot that I even did. Just like that were awesome. And just, I would say, have more fun playing. I was a stress ball my first 5 or 6 years, and I kind of just chilled out. But yeah, just have more fun. Like you should be like, you have to be serious, obviously, but smile a little bit. Like, damn, this thing goes by so fast. Yeah, so fast. I remember my first training camp. Nate Robinson got on a fast break at preseason and tried to bounce the ball, and we were playing the Nets, and Richard tackled him, and coach took him out the game. Coach Larry Brown took him out the game, was cussing him out. I remember that like it was yesterday. I remember being on the bus and asking Jamal Crawford, like, what year is this? He's like, I think it was 5 or 6 for him. He goes, it goes by so fast. And I'm like, damn, really? And then now I'm like, now it's over. So, and I see old Dirk and D Wade leaving. I remember those guys. I caught all that, the prime of their careers. So for me, just enjoy it and embrace it and have more fun. I think I did everything else I could do. I couldn't get any taller. I couldn't really get any better, really.
Well, nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, nothing I can do about this. This is just, God don't make ugly, so AKA I'm perfect.
So yeah, 4 kids now.
Yep, done. Whew, done. Now it's time for them.
Right.
Now it's time for them to kind of get more of my attention. I think I'm more excited to see where they go. My son plays hockey, plays the drums. He wants to play the guitar. My daughter dances, and my other 2 little ones, they just get whatever the hell they want. So I think for me, I want to be able to go to a practice. I want to be able to like coach them and do stuff like that. And I think when you're playing basketball, we said this at the beginning, you focus on yourself so much. It's time for me to be like, I only need 50% of what I'm giving myself right now still for me to be happy.
Right.
And, there's only so much you could give to something or give back. And I think right now I'm giving so much, I'd like to get what I want.
Right. Well, those priorities and that balance is going to change.
Yes.
Because it's so hard to find balance when you're in this league.
Yeah.
I mean, once you get past a certain point, even when you figure it out.
Yeah. This is unrealistic.
Right.
Like, we literally went to practice for an hour, and the whole thing was like, okay, what workout am I doing? Did I do upper body yesterday? Did I do lower body? How am I going to feel tomorrow? Who are we playing?
Right.
What do I need to eat? What am I going to eat tomorrow? Like, what's our leaving schedule? What's our travel schedule? Like, it's all me, and that's unrealistic. It doesn't work like that in the world unless you're like a single dude living alone in the woods.
On top of putting time into your family and now 4 kids.
Yeah,
like there's just so much being thrown at you.
You know what's it's a lot, and I think I am getting a little bit of senioritis because I want my routine to be equal and fun and awesome. But I'm also excited to see
probably 60 pounds.
No, 60, no way. When I'm done, dude, I'm gonna be so shredded beef because I could lift for looks. I don't have to lift for functionality anymore.
True. That's true.
I could do a Peloton class and get hella skinny, dog. Yeah. What's up? I could go vegan if I want to. I don't need to eat.
You're not gonna do that.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I love food too much.
Beer and wine vegan?
Ooh, I think there's vegan beer. Is there? I don't know. No. Yes, we got a one.
Oh,
yes.
There is vegan beer. Okay, we got
I live
the
in
confirmation.
Portland, dog. I will get drunk off kombucha. Like, what's up? I live in like the healthiest city in America. I'm good.
Where'd you grow up?
Arizona.
What was that like?
Awesome. It was hot. It was awesome. It's different. There wasn't really a big basketball culture.
Yeah, what were you into when you were never little, but what about?
Skinny little guy. I was into video games, same as I am now. I played in a band, music, and then it was all basketball. The trumpet and the baritone. But then I got braces. But I'd like to, I love music. I think for me, when you have all these options, I'm like, I want to see what this is like. I want to see what that's like. I want to, when everyone in the world gets a choice, when you're 7 foot and got a wet jumper, it's tough. You gotta play basketball.
Right. So you knew when you were young that was going to be.
It was a goal, but remember, I was super skinny, couldn't shoot.
But you picked up a basketball early?
Yeah, my dad literally was like, Channing,
this is yours.
Yes. I was 6'2" in the 6th grade, so it was pretty, I was a big, tall, little skinny thing, and couldn't run backwards. I kept growing 2 inches every year. And finally, like freshman, sophomore year where I went to high school, it clicked. I had to start practicing. And I started seeing like practice equals, man, you're gonna get better if you do it more. So I started just becoming obsessed with the game
And that probably you had you were tall, had that raw talent too to work with. Usually when you don't touch a ball that much, and then you get into it at that age, you pick it up real fast.
Yeah, and then I had a lot of bad habits, like
bullying,
I wasn't very.
You were bullying kids?
Huh?
You were bullying kids?
No.
Were you a bad kid?
No, I was a great kid. I was too good.
Up until when?
I was too nice.
Freshman or sophomore year of high school?
No, heck no. I was just such a good kid, man. I don't think I got detention once in high school except for not wearing the right uniform. I went to a private school, St. Mary's High School, go Knights. But no, high school, I just wanted to play and win, and because winning felt good. We ended up winning a state championship, holla at your boy. And that winning became contagious. And then I got an opportunity to go to U of A, and they were like—
Were you a high school All-American?
What's that? Gatorade Player of the Year? I don't know what that means.
But were you high school All-American?
Heck
at
no.
McDonald's?
I was,
because RJ and I both.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Can we pull up RJ's dunk from the All-American game too, at some point?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That
blueprint.
Yeah. RJ came to my high school. RJ, Luke, and Gilbert all came to and Jason Gardner came to my high school championship game.
You were so nervous?
No, I wasn't. I was like, we got to win this game.
Had you already taken a visit?
I already committed my junior year. Coach Olson came and I talked to him and he's like, listen, you have a lot of work to do, but I think if you give me 110%, we'll make you into a player. And I was like, done.
What other schools were looking at you? Or were you considering?
Really none. And then I saw how awesome it was at the University of Arizona with, they are at a sick team, like Richard, Gilbert, Jay Gardner, Luke.
Around that time.
Michael Wright, Lauren Woods, Ricky, the Stick Anderson, some other guys. And then Justin Wessel, he'll like that. I think for me, just a coach keeping it real. He's like, listen, you're gonna have to come here. So my school was over, I think May 1st. And they were like, summer school starts May 14th. Yeah, I literally packed my bags and stayed down there all summer. Yep. I never run on a track, never lifted weights. First workout was running on a track and I passed out. So did like 4 or 5 other dudes. It was hot.
Did you do the mile?
No, Coach Olson, we did 1 mile. And Coach Olson came and was like, what is this? We don't run like this in basketball. Run them on the court. So they were like, all right. So then we just ran on the court. It was tight. But 4 years, first year, I was like, okay, I'm getting all right. Second year, we were #1 in the country for a long time. And everything was about do your job. Coach Ellis, he would say that all the time. Do your job, do your job. I'd be like, Coach, but no. What is your job? Is your job to be over there? Is your job to run down the middle? Is it your job to be on time? Just do your job. And I think for me, that resonated a lot throughout my career of like, don't make excuses for everyone else. Just do your job. Like, if I ask you to do this, just do that. And then I can hold everyone else accountable. But if you do something different, then it's your fault, right? You know, and I think just that responsibility and the fact that, like, even when you're playing with a bunch of guys that are really good, you're not always going to have 30 every night. You know, you're going to have to play the game the right way. And
trust me, I know.
It's fun. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know you know. I know you know. And I think at times it's hard to be the third option, but then it's even harder to turn on to the first option sometimes, to be both, you know. And I think, well, you did a really good job of that. And, you know, that's why you're the face of this franchise.
80% of the time.
80% is really good. Nobody's 100.
That's true. So Coach O was a big influence on your life.
Huge. I think he kept things simple, and he showed me nothing is more important than team, and nothing is more important than having a really good guard. Having a floor leader, really, and I played with some really good. Yeah, oh yeah. That just knows the game.
Yeah.
I played with some of the best guards. I went from like Stephon Marbury to Brandon Roy was a guard. Steve Blake was a solid guard. Jared Jack was a solid guard. Then Steve Nash, Goran Dragic. Who else? I'm missing somebody. Nope. Then I went to Orlando. Elfrid Payton, who's really developing into something in New Orleans. And then we had Victor Oladipo. I was on the court with Luke Ridnour, who's a good guy, great guy. One of the best college guards.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he was a killer at Oregon.
Yeah.
Oh, tiny little white guy, but just was a killer. And then coming here with Kyrie, Delly, and then we'll see what happens with Colin over the course of these years.
Yeah.
I think he has the will to do things. I think he just needs to continue to evolve and develop, and I think he's going to be solid.
And he's gotten better throughout the year, especially since All-Star break.
Oh, man. He's been on a tear. And I think you can't just become complacent. You need to constantly challenge, okay, how can I help us win games and do what I'm doing, you know? There's just that balance between both of it.
So I'm going to switch it up into something that we've talked definitely in length about, and what has definitely, I mean, for a large part brought us close together, but that was just talking about your heart missing
a year,
a full year, and what that felt like, what that meant for your family, the type of stress, anxiety, depression.
Oh man,
you know, moving away from the game, not knowing if you're ever going to play again, being told you might not ever play again
by a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, what was, for people that don't know, what was that like?
So having that, you know, that diagnosis was probably one of the hardest times in my life, top 3. And I think for me, I really had to sit down, and when I got into yoga, I really had to meditate, like, how much do I want to fight, you know? Do I want to fight doctors? What do I believe is true and what is right, and what's am I getting better? Is basketball worth my life? And the fact that, like, my family and everyone around me supported me and was like, you have to go with your gut. I continued to try and evolve myself. And I think the fact that, you know, the man upstairs took everything away, it said start from scratch, you know, about like, okay, less stress, no anxiety, letting go, enjoy this. Because I think, honestly, before that, everything was so stressful. Everything was like, I got to do good. I have to do this. I have to. But you don't have to do anything. You just have to have fun. If you have fun, most of the time you're playing good. And I didn't enjoy it. Even when I did well, I enjoyed that for like 5 minutes, and I thought, okay, how can I do this again? What do I need to replicate? And, you know, the stress of that was like, am I hurting myself? Or, you know, when I finally got the okay from the doctors at Johns Hopkins, it was like, it took me an hour to do 100 push-ups and 100 lunges. And I was drenched. And I said,
well, because you couldn't get your heart rate up above.
Right. So yeah, and I had to wear a heart rate monitor. So it's like I do 5 push-ups and I'd be like, 137. Like, go sit down, you know? And then I was low-key depressed. Now that I won't say low-key, it was pretty high-key. Like, so I wasn't drinking, but then I was like, man, what is gonna, like, I have these cravings for all type of stuff. So I would literally go to Dairy Queen and get 2 large pecan cluster blizzards. No. What? And my wife was like, Channing, you're fat.
That's 60 pounds, I'm telling you.
You're fat, right? And I was like, no, I'm not. She was like, well, let's do a push-up contest. And I was like, done. So she cranks out 20, right? And she had been working out. I did 21 and was profusely sweating and took a nap. Like, I was like, you know what? I am kind of fat. Like, but I didn't have an outlet. And then I got into yoga. I got into golf. And I really started to just embrace every day and to embrace, like, the people that I was around, because there was a lot of guys around the league that text me that were like, dude, like, we're hearing your story, like, keep working, it's worth it. And then just to know that I came back from being super hella fatty Channing to an NBA champion is more of a FU to all those doctors that said, like, you can't do this, or, you know, you shouldn't play, or all this. But, you know, I'm not motivated by revenge. I'm more motivated by myself that, like, damn, you started from absolute super hella fatty scratch and you worked your way all the way back. And then, so like every challenge that I take, whether it's like the Versa climber or running on a treadmill, or like, how can I be good when I don't know when I'm gonna play? All these challenges are something that, like, I add as like Lego blocks to my castle of happiness. Right. And it's pretty damn big right now. And so, it's sad that I'm leaving, but I'm happy that I got the opportunity to challenge myself and for you guys to help challenge me every day. And
well, I'm sure having gone through that too, even outside of basketball, that's going to help you for the long run. Yeah, I mean, without a doubt.
Yeah, because everyone's like, well, what's retirement like? And I'm like, I already know what it's like. Yeah, it's pretty tight. Like, I was doing announcing for the Suns. I did a couple things with them, and then I was in Phoenix. Obviously, I'm going to play golf because I don't have to get my heart rate up. But just to have something, now I don't know if it's going to be golf. I don't know if it's going to be announcing, or I know that whatever I put all my energy into is going to give me that love and attention and everything back, because I'm going to go 100% into it and love it and challenge it and try to make sure that I'm real and that I'm trying to get better at it every single day. So, like golf, I would go to the driving range and hit golf balls for 2 hours and be obviously drenched. It was hot, very hot. And then go home and be like, I feel I'm good. Right. I got better at something today. Just anything. Anything is possible. And it's exciting to let this go and throw the sneakers up on the thing. And I couldn't imagine, after I got traded in this summer, I was looking around in free agency, and I had some opportunities to go to some really good teams that wanted to win, and I got the opportunity to talk to Kobe and.
I screened your calls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no, you did. And just talking to him and my agent, my family, and my friends, I was like, this is gonna be my last year. If it is, I gotta go back. I gotta go back. It's not like there's no choice. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. And I did talk to you, and I talked to Kyle, and some of the other guys, and I was like, man, I don't want to go anywhere else and have to learn everybody else, and they have to learn me. Right. It was weird enough going to LA and then getting hurt, and then I don't really know those guys, so I'm trying to speak the game to them, but they're like 19 and 20. Right. And I'm like, okay, this is just way over, like too much. So coming back here, I didn't know how much I was going to play or not play. I actually played a lot more than I thought I would. Thank you to your brittle bodies on our team. But now that I'm like not playing, I'm so happy that my body doesn't hurt. every day, which is amazing. I wake up and I'm like just regular 36 years old. I'm 35, but I mean, I'll miss. I'll shoot sometimes.
May 17th, though, right?
You'll be shooting. But other than that, man, dude, it's good. It's good. It's time.
So I got to ask, too, about, a couple years back, probably, I know it's top 3, but one of the toughest moments in your life as well was losing both your parents.
Yeah.
Within a few weeks of each other.
Yeah, that sucked.
That sucks. Yeah,
I can laugh. Trust me, a lot of therapy. I can laugh. It's an absolutely horrible situation. And what's crazy is this summer. So the trainer I've had for my basketball trainer for, 10 years. I've known him since college too. So longer than that. He passed away randomly, and so I think their deaths and his really made me value my time. When people say, well, you're making money playing basketball, I'm like, at some point, my time is short on this earth is more important than money. And as crazy as that sounds, it's people who I love have been taken away at the most inopportune times. And I think it's tough for me to love this game as much as I should or as I can without my parents or without my guy. And
you're saying money is help, money is great. It's just not the only
it's not
currency that matters.
It's definitely not the only currency that matters. And then for me, it's like that puts so much value into my family. It's, it was one of those things. Can I get over this? Like, can I continue to move? And I think again, I've told the story about I'd go to practice and I'd cry the whole 30 minutes. And then I get to practice and I was happy again because I was around you guys. But again, it was
an escape. Yeah.
It was an escape, and it was just like a screen of or a filter of what was really going on. And I don't think I really took care of it until the summer, until afterwards, where when we lost, I wasn't as hurt as I knew I should have.
Yeah.
Because there was no more emotional energy left in me. We lost in the finals. I was like, okay. And I'm like, this is not right. You're at the NBA Finals again. I didn't enjoy it as much as I should to have such a great opportunity to be there. And I didn't hurt as much as I should.
Well, that in itself is emotionally draining too.
Yeah, it's crazy, but I need those feelings. You play basketball for those feelings.
It makes you feel alive.
Yeah, it makes you feel alive. And for me, getting that joy back, comes from doing different things, seeing guys get better, seeing guys evolve over the course of a year. Another guy that I think over the course of a year, hopefully we've helped him out, and I think he's starting to almost blossom a little bit, not full rosebud, but he's looking up a little bit, is Larry. Larry at the beginning of the year wouldn't shoot a 3 coming off the bench. Now he's hoisting these suckers up.
Right.
And I'm just asking him to shoot 3 a game. You shoot 6 times, why not shoot 9?
He's also very much himself. Now
he
too,
is himself.
away from the court. So that's
talking,
good to see.
He's sitting with us. And it's great to see guys like Tristan evolve, Jordan evolve. It's exciting, and I love it. And I think if I can have an impact on them in that realm, where can I take that in my own career outside of basketball? Whether that's talking the game or being a coach or, wherever that is, that's where I'm getting called now too. I'm getting called to the light.
Right.
To the light of the other side of the court.
So in what would it be, 2026, when we're back for our 10-year reunion on this court?
Trust me, I'm going to be shredded. 2026, I'll be 46, 45. Oh, I promise you this. I'm going to work out for a whole year. We're going to do something like that again?
The parade?
Oh, first of all, okay, guys.
He was so hungover.
Oh.
Can we show a picture of him up on the stage, please?
I was so hungover. No, if I'm wearing glasses like that.
Right. Ooh.
See, I wasn't moving around like that.
Yeah. Oh my God, this speech.
If you could hear this voice.
Oh, the mic drop.
Oh, I knew I had to do it. Oh, the pizza. Yes. No, somebody was like, Channing, take a picture. I was like, no, man, I need some pizza. That pizza was so good. Now, I don't know if it was because
No, usually when you have greasy food like that, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, somebody kept throwing us hot Coors Lights.
Right.
And they still got drank. But no,
ooh,
16,
ring night, that was special.
So special. I think for me, just being a part of that.
I wore a banker suit with a turtleneck there. Oh yes, there we go. Let's see if we.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a special moment.
You saw me dap him up, though. Yeah. I gave your brother dap. Why did everyone put their ring on there like that? I was very confused by that.
I think because
I didn't understand the symbolism of it.
I don't know. You get to
touch
the banner
I think
before?
I think I just touched it.
Oh, but that was a special night.
Special night. And I think I've worn my ring 5 times.
It's sitting in a safe somewhere undisclosed.
Yeah. But, dude, if we have a 10-year reunion, I would.
No, we're going to have a 10-year
reunion.
That team is going to find an excuse to get together. And we were the most partying.
Oh. We
excuse to get together. Oh my God, every moment.
We're like, it's Tuesday the 25th. Yeah. We need to have a team function.
It's a soft Tuesday.
We're going to Kevin's, getting a soft Tuesday. Yeah. Definitely need to get a cheese plate. Oh, with the local honey? Yup, that's how you know he got money.
Yeah, we would. No, but after we won it, that was a crazy 72 hours. Oh. Crazy.
My brother was here, and he goes, Channing, I think I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
And I said, I think I've died 4 times already.
But that's another thing.
It was worth it.
You like, because our traveling schedule is so wild, and like we were on such an emotional high that we were conditioned for it.
Yeah.
But a week after, I was like this.
No. Slump God.
I was done.
What was crazy is people don't understand. We went from the game, so everybody doesn't eat, so everyone's nervous. Game 7. The game starts at what? 8? Or was it 7:30?
It was a 6 o'clock game.
6 o'clock
Sunday.
Game. Oh, it was 6 o'clock Sunday. I don't remember all these details, but we don't eat at like 2.
Yeah.
Then we play the whole game.
Yeah.
And immediately after the game, we are slamming champagne bottles. Right? So it's not like beer, champagne, emotions,
taking
cigars,
photos, pouring stuff all over each other.
Yes. So then we get on a plane. Nobody eats anything.
Right. But also, oh, by the way, we're going to Vegas.
Yes. So we then fly to Vegas. Nobody eats anything still.
All right.
Then we're in Vegas till 5 in the morning. People are now bodied on this airplane. I had to grab a couple of champagne bottles. So I was asleep like this, right? When we get off the plane, there's 30,000
of people there.
Yeah.
First of all, we take the day to ourselves.
Yeah. The day, but I went and got me a big gallon, of margarita, and watched it. Oh,
everything was taken care of.
$3.99.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Ovations.
Cleveland
you
area.
Get free guac. You get free. Yes. Yeah. Dude, and I started losing it, drinking my was dying. Went home, saw it again, and started bawling of like so much energy just all of a sudden.
Such a
due to relief of like, think about this season. We're over June 9th. We were off, or April 9th. We didn't finish the regular season until
June 19th.
June 19th.
It's 19th, right?
Such a crazy experience on your body.
Yeah.
Right? And to be that focused and that intense and that like grabbing onto something, you know,
and
so
by the way, there was a dozen storylines throughout the year, regular season, postseason, and the second half of Game 7.
Yeah.
so
it was just
we were
nuts.
so worked up. Yeah.
Just the emotion of every play during that game.
Everybody had their hand.
What the F? But I love you. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. I think if you watch the video, there's a point where I look over to Steve and I'm like, I'm gonna have a heart attack.
Right. Even Champ, who's the most calm, collected guy in the world, said, I might need to go to the back.
Yeah, I was like, I need to go to the back. I can't do this. Like, I cannot physically do this. It's like playing chicken with a car, you know, and you're like, I gotta move, but I can't stay like a deer. And all of a sudden, like, Kyrie did the move, and I said, is he gonna go right? Whoop, boom, hit the shot.
Right.
And then I thought I was gonna cry, right? And then Kevin played a little bit of defense.
A little bit.
And then I thought I was gonna cry. But then when Bron, I never seen a human move that fast before in my life.
Oh my God!
That was like some type of jungle animal had got on the court.
That play
and went after the ball.
If on Iguodala, if Swish didn't come over the top,
he would have dunked it.
He would have dunked it.
Yeah.
And Bron wouldn't have that extra split second or split step to go up there and block the shot.
Dude. And then there were just so many little plays about that. I think
that's his iconic moment, I think, in his career.
Ridiculous.
I mean, there's been
several
of them, but nothing will
more
be
than that
play alone.
And and this is my opinion, and I'm probably going to get roasted for this, except outside of Cleveland. People say, well, why don't you go to a championship team? Like, go, help win another one. I was like, in all actuality, I feel, and there is some merit to it, that my ring is more important, or is the best ring of the last 10 years. Is the most iconic ring. And you'll say this, until Golden State wins 7, which they have the possibility to, right? They have that much talent, they're that good. Until they beat the Chicago Bulls, 6 rings, they have to get 7. Our ring for making history is the most important ring in the last 10 years.
Being down 3-1 and the story.
And the storyline. We're the only team.
52 years of not having
little
the
giants.
Major sports championships. Yeah.
One time.
And the group of
misfit
toys we had.
Yeah. And think that team added Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Right? That's the biggest compliment.
Yeah.
Ever. Let's add arguably the second best player in the league to a team that won 72 games. And I think, our ring wouldn't be as special if they weren't as good.
Agreed.
If they weren't such a juggernaut, which you have to respect, our ring wouldn't have been special. Like if Dallas hadn't beat such a juggernaut Miami team, this unbeatable team,
would theirs have been Dirk special? As well, right?
Yeah. Would Dirk have been solidified? Like there is no question about where Dirk is, about where the Mavericks are, and what they did if Miami hadn't been so dang good. Yeah. And I think, in this game, you get small moments, right? Where the tractor goes by and everyone can hear it. We doing construction?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just kidding. No, we get small moments in your
Channing
career.
Frye wing.
Psych?
Yeah.
It's going to be chicken.
It's a bar.
Chicken
That's
wings.
the Patron.
No, we ain't drinking Patron.
No, they had the Patron bar
IPA
a couple years ago.
IPA bar.
Okay, the microbrewery.
Ooh, you know it. You get small moments in your career where you have an opportunity to do something special. And it may be one game, it may be one series, it may be one whole year. But that will always stick with you that you came up and either shot the ball and you didn't shy away from the moment. And I feel like our team didn't shy away from the moment.
You'll always be a champion.
Always.
Your life.
That's it.
Yeah, you always look at that banner and think, I was a part of that team.
And always look at my sip the tea hats that I still got sitting around.
Of course.
Sip the tea frog hats.
Well, what would you, I I guess I would ask, what would you want to say to the fans? One last parting shot.
Fans, I think sometimes when a player says, I love you, I think they say that without understanding the relationship or just saying it just because it sounds cool. But I think genuinely I do love Cleveland fans. I love that you have been loyal. I love who you are, and I hope that you never change. This year, regardless of our record, has been one of my favorites. And
we've had a good group.
We've had a great group of guys, and everybody that's been here has said they are amazed and shocked at how loyal you guys are. And as a loyal human being myself, I couldn't be prouder to be a part of this and to be a part of this community and to get a standing ovation or to get the love that I have. Even though I haven't made very many points or done any of that, means a lot. It means the most. And how you treated my family and how you treated me and everyone that's been around in this organization, there's no other place I'd rather retire. So hopefully there's a beer or a sandwich or some French fries with something fatty on top, like some cheese and some carne asada named after me. But I'll always be a Cav. I play for a lot of teams, unfortunately, but this one is the team. This is the team that meant the most, and this is a team where I truly could say I felt what it's like to be an NBA player. So thank you, and goodbye, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how the hell we got here, but
a weird wave.
Yeah, a weird wave.
Wait, no, wait. Is it a picture?
Ah.